Hey guys, today is the day we finally got the brand new Venom trailer that everybody was talking about from San Diego Comic-Con. And wow, this trailer is ridiculous. And it's long, and surprisingly enough, it's not filled with a lot of the same scenes that we've seen before in the previous trailers. Also, we are about to start a brand new round of giveaways, so if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date. So there are a few cool new scenes that I really want to talk about, and there are a few new scenes that are important that I want to talk about.
I'm Eddie Brock. I'm a reporter. I always seem to find myself questioning something the government may not be looking at. I found something really bad. And I have been... Eddie. Who said that? Taken.
Look around at the world. What do you see? A planet on the brink of collapse. Human beings are disposable. But man and symbiote combined. This is a new race, a new species. A higher life form.
What do you want from me?
You'll find out.
I'm so sorry. We cannot just hurt people.
Look into my eyes, Eddie. The way I see it. We can do whatever we want. Do we have a deal? Eyes, lungs, pancreas, so many snacks, so little time.
That power, it's not completely awful.
You have no idea how much you're scaring me right now.
Eddie, cooperate. And you just might survive.
Guys, you do not want to do this, trust me.
Giant leaps will always come at a cost.
We will eat both your arms and then both of your legs, and then we will eat your face right off your head. You will be this armless, legless, faceless thing, won't you? Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind.
What the hell are you?
We are Venom.
Oh, I have a parasite. Yeah. Name is Chen.
So in the beginning, it starts off with Eddie Brock talking, and he says that he has been taken. He's obviously talking about the symbiote, but this kind of shows the relationship that he has in the very beginning. He's more of a slave. The Venom symbiote is pretty much in charge and calls the shots. And I think as the movie goes on, we'll see Eddie take charge a little bit more. Then we cut to a scene where you hear Dr. Drake talking. He says that human beings are disposable, but man and symbiote are a higher life form. And then we get a glimpse of a symbiote actually taking over somebody. It latches on to this guy and brings him to the floor, and you can even see it coming out of his mouth. And then it cuts to a scene with Eddie Brock where you can see that he's currently bonding with the symbiote. He then asks the symbiote, "What do you want from me?" In which case the Venom symbiote replies, "You'll find out." Again, just kind of really showing that the symbiote is in charge here, not Eddie Brock. Then there's this awesome scene where Eddie Brock looks in the window of a car and he actually sees the symbiote. You can tell that he actually hasn't seen it before, because when he looks at it, he's shocked. He touches his face, he looks in just complete disarray. Kind of like, oh my gosh, that's what I look like. That's what's taking over my body. Then we have this awesome scene that was talked about at San Diego Comic-Con we're finally seeing right now. The Venom symbiote says, "Look into my eyes," and then separates from Eddie Brock's body, forming his own being, and looks him in the eyes, also scaring the heck out of Eddie Brock at the same time. But this is something that is done in the comics and is something that we all really wanted to see, so I'm so glad that they're actually doing this in the movie. And this, again, it shows that Venom, the symbiote, is its own being, and Eddie Brock is fighting for control over it, because right now, throughout this whole entire trailer, it seems like the Venom symbiote is just completely in charge. But there are some benefits to that, because in the next scene, we can see the Venom symbiote heal Eddie. We can see that Eddie clearly has a completely broken leg, in which the Venom symbiote takes over and heals it for him, going over the rest of his body, healing everything. Not a bad perk. So from San Diego Comic-Con, we heard that Venom will stand 10 foot tall and will also get some Venom catchphrases. And that's exactly what we get in this next scene. Venom stands up, clearly at least 10 foot tall, and says, "Eyes, lungs, pancreas. So many snacks, so little time." So the next few scenes are pretty important, because we hear Eddie Brock say that power, it's not completely awful. You can tell that he's starting to kind of bond with the Venom symbiote in a different way. He's starting to like it. I love this, because they have already said that there aren't really any real heroes in this movie, which is perfect, because Eddie Brock is not a hero. Venom isn't a hero, so we don't want them to turn into these good guys in the movie. Not to mention that in the comics, the reason that Eddie Brock and the Venom symbiote actually bond so well together, and the symbiote just doesn't kill the human life form that it takes over as its host, is because they both share a mutual hatred for Spider-Man. Now, all rumors of Tom Hardy being in this movie have been shut down, but point being, Venom and Eddie Brock are not good guys. They're not heroes, and I'm glad that this movie isn't going to portray them that way. Next is a pretty interesting scene. They show a woman who has been infected with a symbiote. We believe this person to be Scream. Actress Michelle Lee plays Donna Diego, who in the comics is Scream. And as they show this other symbiote, you hear Venom say, "Eddie, cooperate and you just might survive." I believe that he's talking about the other symbiotes, Riot and Scream, because the next scenes are Scream shooting spikes out of her back, killing people, and then we see Dr. Drake and his symbiote, Riot's hands, turn into these huge axe-like blades and just kill about 10 people. So Dr. Carlton Drake / Riot is clearly the main villain in this movie. Scream is probably a side villain. She may want revenge on Dr. Drake for turning her into what she is, or something else along those lines, but Riot is clearly the main villain, and the next scene is just awesome. We see Venom and Riot fighting, and Riot is just ripping the face off of Venom, and you can see Tom Hardy underneath. And quickly after, you can see Venom and Riot ripping each other apart, and you can see Eddie Brock and Dr. Drake underneath, and it's just super cool to see. And then we have this last scene, which is dark, because it talks about Venom eating his arms and his legs off, and then his face, but it also does add some humor to the movie. And it's been said that there is a fair amount of humor, so awesome. But the coolest thing is when the guy asks, "What the hell are you?" And then we see half of Venom's face peel back to where you see half of Eddie Brock's face and half of Venom, and together they both say, "We are Venom." Then Venom puts his whole face back on, and from what I believe happens, he eats this guy's head off. And then the trailer ends with a little bit more humor. So this trailer just blew me away. There was so much action, there was so much detail. We saw the other symbiotes, we saw a lot of Riot, including him turning his hands into axes and killing people, and him fighting Venom. So this was the trailer that was shown at San Diego Comic-Con. We got it just like they said we would, and it definitely lived up to the hype. What do you all think of this brand new Venom trailer? What was your favorite part? Was it Venom staring at Eddie Brock face to face? Was it Venom standing 10 foot tall? Was it finally seeing Riot on screen fight Venom? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up please, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on Venom, and as I mentioned, we will be doing another round of giveaways soon. Thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.